And in addition to this, your works will be published online, okay? And they will be taken as references to the future researchers. Okay, Djihane? So if you want to cry, please cry now. If you want to flee, please flee now. But this is my contribution. Okay? I'm starting from the end of your thesis, la 4e de page. This one. Okay? One question and then observations. Is the abstract in English as, or here in this page, as lengthy as the one used within your thesis? No. And this is not honest from you. Then, is it you or was it you who deposited the thesis with an abstract with different paragraphs in order to be validated by the scientific committees? Le résumé تاعك الأول قبل هذا لا باج هذه كي حطيتيه باش يجوز الكونسي سيونتيفيك. Le résumé تاعك الأول. Est-ce que c'était le résumé one block ou là c'était un résumé avec différents paragraphes? One block. ماشي انت يا مالا. Parce qu'on a remarqué ça. Ils ont non. Donc il y a la directrice, the supervisor said that it is you. Okay? Please, once you deposit for any scientific committee, it becomes late to correct, to provide corrections, to change the form. Why? Because the scientific committee is legal, official, and has registered and listed your work in the PV, le PV de réunion. D'accord? If you had some corrections, please add papers as errata. Okay? This means that you reread your work and you re-provided more corrections. The second thing, it went a long time, okay, when you finished your thesis and you gave it to your supervisor, and then the time it has been, or yes, it has been validated by the scientific committee. How many months? Nearly 1 year. Okay? Ça fait presque une année depuis que tu l'as déposée et qu'elle passe par le conseil ou le comité scientifique. 1 year, I can write a new thesis. I can ameliorate. I can provide more corrections to the thesis. But you did nothing. Okay? Because it's not the work of your supervisor. It's your work. Correcting grammar, correcting vocabulary, correcting the sentence structure, the sentence grammar. Okay? This is your part, another part of your supervisor. The supervisor is to guide you concerning the content, concerning how to develop ideas, and then how to relate your findings to your future audiences. Okay? So you failed in writing a good, correct thesis. I'm sorry to tell you. I told you that I will be very harsh with you. Why? Because you are reflecting us. Okay? Then, the front page. Let's speak just a while about the form and then after the content. The form in thesis requires that the abstract should be placed before any dedication, any acknowledgement. Okay? I am not interested, in reading your dedication or your acknowledgements. I am just interested in knowing about the whole business of your thesis. OK? Donc tu déplaces, s'il te plaît, le résumé. After the second front page, the abstract. And then the abstract, maybe the last version of APA, it is not required to add the keywords. Okay? You are not obliged to add the keywords. Keywords are required when you write an article, for example. It's to enable the reviewers to see whether the content of your article is in accordance with the themes developed by the journal or by the scientific community. Okay? So, the front page, Faculty of Arts and Languages. It's false. We are not dealing with arts. Okay? Maybe at other universities abroad, foreign universities, they are dealing with arts, okay? But in Algeria, in Béjaïa exactly, it's called, or it's named, Faculty of Letters and Languages. Do you know why? Because it is an official nomenclature, okay? And then, the title, Raising EFL Learners' Motivation to Read Literary Texts Through Using Literary Works-Based Films Au Secours les Pompiers. I lost my breath, okay? It's very long. You could have said, Raising EFL Learners, Literary Reading Motivation through films or film-based strategy. Okay? C'est trop long, c'est trop long, c'est trop long. Then, according to the content of your thesis, it's more a question of genre analysis than teaching literature and what to do in teaching literature. It's genre analysis. Why? Because you put it in front of our eyes that you are working on texts. Okay? So, when you deal with texts related or based on literature, it is more genre analysis than literature. Second, at this level, the students of second year are not yet specialized in literature, even if they have a module or a credit in literature, but they are not yet specialized. If you took, for example, Master 1 literature, yes, this is your right. So it is better to focus or to have focalized, or it was better to have focalized on genre analysis than on literature. Go down. Defended in and not on. Do you know why? If you put the day, you say on. If you put the month, you say on. But if you put the whole date, it is in. Okay? No punctuation in, comment on les appelle ceux-là? Titles. Board of Examiners, 2 points, and then no punctuation. In English, we don't underline titles, we don't put a punctuation after or in titles. Then, Mrs. Qasi, Mrs. Fadila, before writing the name of any teacher, you have to be sure of the right spelling. Okay? قرأتك Fadila, non? Non, je les ai pas eu. Mais quand même, il fallait voir. Okay? F-A-D-H-I-L-A. And then you need dot of Béjaïa, you need dot of Béjaïa, etc. No, it is it is an official front page. Okay? It's not a website. It's not a machine on Google or something like this. No. University Abdelrahman Mira of Béjaïa. S'il te plaît, tu corriges. Okay, for the dedications, I'm not... tu peux sortir, prendre un petit peu de... Le barra, il fait chaud. For the dedication, I'm not repeating what Dr. Sarno said or what the others have already mentioned as observations, but I liked my observation. Listen to it. You brought all the fruits, the solar system, and the precious materials. Djihane, it is a scientific work, isn't it? Yes. So please pay attention to this kind of things, of behavior. Have a look to other theses, to foreign theses, and please try to find whether they use my orange, my date, my sun, my star. We know, keep the love, okay? Keep the love you grant to your family as a secret emotion. Ok? Je ne veux plus voir la corbeille de Ferroué, hein? Alors, declaration. Est-ce que j'ai pas oublié le acknowledgement? Declaration is just after the, or maybe before or after the abstract. Okay? And you have to sign it. You have to put the date. Okay? If you leave it like this, as if you say that everything has been stolen, and then since I have put a declaration, you have to decide yourself. No. Okay? And then you lied. Tu as menti. لقد كذبتِ. Why? Because you said, this dissertation is my own work. It is not your own work. It is a work of collaboration. Even you, When I go further, you haven't really participated in your work, okay? Because the supports you used are not yours. The data gathered are not yours. And then the new theory you achieved or you attained is not yours. You slept and then you dreamt and then you achieved it. No, it is based on a whole work, a work of 4 years. Tu vois? 4 years. Since I am speaking about 4 years, you have no right. You are really forbidden to say that I have faced constraints concerning or from the administration and constraint from time. A master's student can say it. Why? Because he or she has only 2 or 3 months. You have been given 4 years. Okay? Alors هذيك لا فراز اللي درتيها لنا نحيها. Administrative and time constraints. Let's go to the acknowledgement. كاينة حاجة قبل the abstract. It's very, very, very long. Okay? Really very long. You mixed between things, education circles. That's too exaggerated. Okay? And then, one question. An existing reality. Can a reality not exist? If it is a reality, it means that it is apparent. It exists. Okay? So you don't need to... we are not dealing with Arabic language. How to say it? التأكيد اللغوي. نأكد وش قلت نزيد نأكد. No, in English, especially in scientific researches, we have to be simple, right down to the point, and we don't play with words or try to show off, as you did, Djihane. You showed off that you know things better than your teachers, better than your supervisor. Why? Because you used very odd, irrelevant vocabulary. The first one is playing with forcia or sardina or ما نعرف واش. With Latin words. Okay? We don't need to read Latin words. We really need a question. Can any astronaut use any Latin word to explain what happens in the atmosphere? No, he uses very simple words. Okay? Scientific words. You are not a literary student. Okay? The same observation as Hanan said. It's not to reduce the value of your supervisor, but I told you that it is a scientific work, needless to be subjective. Please tell her that she is dear to you, openly, orally, but not in a written, because we may suppose that you are signing some contracts. Okay? with your supervisor, please delete the word my dear supervisor. There are plenty of words to express that she is cherished to you, okay? But not like this. Why is it amazingly, whom I have been amazingly fortunate to have? يا بنتي فهمي روحك. Whether you are sure that she is dear because you appreciate her supervision, or her supervision was so amazing that you are laughing at her. No, Jihan, أنا قلت لك 4 سنين ما كفاوكش، عطينا لك une année, tu n'as pas révisé, ok? Et ça, c'est très dangereux. Then go back to Mr. Boutril Gemid. I know him. He's a friend of mine, okay? But I know that he is very competent, very kind, very generous, etc., very smiling, okay? But he is not the best teacher. There is no best teacher. We are still learning, okay? And what about the teachers who formed you during your doctoral formation? نسيتهم. إيه. لا لغمني عبد القادر لغمني قدور. But the teachers that formed you, okay, you forgot all about them. أنا ما نسمحش. ولا ما نسمح اللي دار هكذا خير لازم نرده له. Indeed. Then I'm laughing, okay? I'm joking with you. List of abbreviations, and I remember that I did one whole session with you explaining what difference there is between abbreviation, acronyms, and initialisms, okay? And these are more initialisms than abbreviations, okay? Courage. The table of content هذاك محلول. Table of content down, please. Page 14. Roman numbers. Okay. 1.4. Language learner motivation versus attitude. Why is it versus? It's and attitude. Je veux voir ton stylo barrer le and, le versus. Then page 15. I said that chapter 2, okay? I said that it could have been better to start with the importance of reading, motivation, then raising motivation, okay? You have just to change the place of the subtitles in order to go chronologically with the events, okay? And many points, the same for It's still in chapter 2. The same thing, reading motivation versus reading comprehension. Why is it versus? And then, ça sent l'alcool. Bande d'alcoolique que vous êtes. Chapter 3, the use of multimedia in teaching literary text in EFL classrooms. It could be better if you say the use of multimedia as illustrative tools to teach literary texts in EFL classrooms. Tu vois pourquoi je te dis, c'est meilleur si tu avais travaillé sur genre analysis more than literature, because here in chapter 3 you show it that it is not about literature that you are dealing, but more, especially if when you mentioned in EFL classrooms, okay? Oh, no. The importance of literature in the EFL classroom, I said that second year are not yet in this specialization. C'est une partie à enlever complètement. Complètement. The literature circles, this is page 19. See, page 19, please. Still in the content.
Roman numbers.
Yeah.
Roman numbers.
The common strategies in teaching literature. Lecture, storytelling, critiquing. Qu'est-ce qui c'est? Huh? Is it a new word? Critiquing?
C'est la page 14.
Page 19, Roman words. C'est criticizing, no? MELLIT Djihane, après tu vas revoir. And then discussion. These are irrelevant. Okay? The literature circles. It is an offside subtitle. Okay? C'est vraiment, c'est plein de machine mistakes. C'est bourré d'informations, irrelevant information. Okay? Irrelevant. Do you, or did you want to have a thick, an obese thesis? No. Some people do or just have a thesis of 50 pages. Okay? Okay, the same remarks as far as your general introduction. Too much pompous words. Okay? Tu as utilisé beaucoup de termes pompeux. لا بنتي لا. احنا لا غالب من الشعب وإلى الشعب. And then back to existing reality. In actual fact. Qu'est-ce que c'est que?
It's better to remove.
Ah, yeah.
Delete.
Okay. I'll give the thesis to your supervisor, okay? Or once I have the front page, in order to handle it to you, in order to correct. Ya Djihane. You see the list of Definition of key terms and concepts. Page 11 and 12. Okay? I personally think that it is better to put them in the beginning or at the beginning of your thesis. Okay? Because we need to read what you are about to explain, what you are about to speak about or to develop. I said that more than the observation or the observations my colleagues have done or given to you, one major and dangerous observation has been detected. Please go to page 195. I just invite my colleagues to reread this page, okay, and find out that there is some kind of arrogance from you. Djihane, when you want to gather data, we have to be very respectful, very simple, very available, okay? But not as harsh as you showed in your thesis. And then I qualified this as an arrogance. C'est de l'arrogance. Simplicity is the key to success doors. Okay? Tu la relis. Then أو كيف أنا ما حبش مانيش حابة نكمل برك. Go to the references, please. In addition to what Dr. Qasi said, most of your cited works are either too exaggerated cited or absent in your list of reference or referred to as something very unusual, very rudimentary, okay? Or there is something my colleagues have forgotten to mention, is that the list of reference refers to authors whose contents are in direct relation with my theme of research, then with my topic of research, then with my statement of the problem, then with my hypothesis, then with my research methodology. Okay? One question. What is... Page 345. What is Drucker P. 2003 post-capitalist society doing in your thesis? Which relation has he with your theme? The second question always refers to the references. Page 341. Can you say something or can we have an overview about, since you put it in the list of references, it means that you have read at least one paragraph. Can you say something about Bell, J. 1987, doing your research project, a guide for first-time researchers in education and social science. And please, would you carry on or continue the information concerning your references on the same page? Barry K. and King L. 2000, Beginning Teaching and Beyond, 3rd edition. منين جابوها هذه؟ من أرجي، من بوسماعيل.
Which edition?
Hein? La plupart de tes références ne sont pas vraiment terminées, complètes. كيف مع ال self-efficacy. Bon, self-efficacy كاين Freeman. Okay? All in all, your work is not great but good because it lacks correctness. Okay? You wanted to tackle everything in one reception. Okay? You wanted to speak about everything that was turning in your mind, but you failed. If you have taken only two variables, that would have been enough. Okay? But you did as the one of Batna. She was speaking about authentic materials. She spoke about all the authentic materials, but the authentic material that she was about to develop was completely neglected. Okay? Please, this is for your future as a teacher, if you want to teach methodology and research. Okay? One variable is well studied, well developed, well investigated, is worth than I don't know what. Okay? Okay, Djihane? So.
In her case, it's better to use a simple hypothesis since she has only.
Yes.
Yeah, this is what I said to her.
Yeah, I said, in addition to all what my colleagues said, you have to. Okay? So it's not the running towards the podium. Okay? C'est pas le fait d'avoir terminé la première qui va te servir. C'est le fait d'avoir terminé et bien terminé. Okay? Thank you to all my colleagues. And then, now, as I told you before, you will listen to our observations, our remarks, and you have to answer. This is the time to give answers to the questions you feel really at ease. Okay? Djihane, the floor is yours.
Hamoudi question, which is an interesting question. Did you check your work for plagiarism?